If you grew up watching Ben 10, you probably remember the aliens. But let's be honest, the heroes are only as good as the villains they fight. Some villains were terrifying, some were hilarious, and some pushed Ben further than anyone else ever could. Today, we're counting down the 10 greatest villains from Ben 10 Classic, Alien Force, and Ultimate Alien. This list is based on how memorable they were, how dangerous they felt, and how much they impacted Ben's journey. Let's power up the Omnitrix and get started. Number 10. Dr. Animo. Starting off the list is the mad scientist himself, Dr. Animo. While he wasn't the strongest villain physically, he was one of the most persistent. Armed with his transmodulator technology, Animo could mutate animals into giant monsters capable of destroying entire cities. What made him memorable wasn't just his inventions, it was his personality. Every time he appeared, you knew something ridiculous and dangerous was about to happen. He may not have conquered worlds, but he definitely gave Ben plenty of headaches. Number 9. Darkstar. Darkstar was one of the darker villains introduced in Alien Force. His ability to absorb life energy made him incredibly dangerous. The stronger his opponents were, the stronger he became. Unlike many villains who wanted power for a grand purpose, Darkstar was simply obsessed with gaining more power for himself. His cold personality and terrifying abilities made him one of Ben's most dangerous human enemies. Number 8. Charmcaster magic users are always dangerous, and Charmcaster proved that time and time again. As the niece of Hex, she mastered powerful spells, summoned monsters, and manipulated dimensions. What made Charmcaster stand out was her complexity. Sometimes she was a villain, sometimes an ally. Number 7. Zombozo. Unlike most villains, Zombozo didn't rely on strength or technology. He fed on fear, turning people's nightmares into his greatest weapon. His creepy clown design and disturbing personality made him unforgettable, and for many fans, he was one of the scariest villains of their childhood. Number 6. Agregor. Agregor arrived in Ultimate Alien and immediately became a major threat. His mission was simple: absorb the powers of powerful aliens and become unstoppable. Unlike many villains who relied on brute force, Agregor was always planning several steps ahead. He outsmarted Ben, Kevin, and Gwen multiple times and came dangerously close to achieving godlike power. Had he succeeded, the entire universe could have been at risk. Number 5. Albedo. Imagine having your own evil version of Ben. That's exactly what Albedo was. A brilliant Galvan scientist who became trapped in Ben's form, Albedo blamed Ben for everything. With his own version of the Omnitrix and later the Ultimatrix, he could transform into many of the same aliens Ben used. What made Albedo special was that he wasn't just powerful. He was smart. Very smart. In many ways, he was one of the few villains who could truly match Ben on equal ground. Number 4. Highbreed. The Highbreed weren't just villains. They were an entire species determined to wipe out humanity. Their invasion was one of the biggest storylines in Alien Force and raised the stakes higher than ever before. For the first time, Ben wasn't fighting a single enemy. He was fighting a galactic threat. The Highbreed felt unstoppable, and their war pushed Ben to become a much more mature hero. Number 3. Kevin 11. Kevin's story is one of the best in the entire franchise. He started as a troubled kid with incredible powers and quickly became one of Ben's greatest enemies. His ability to absorb energy and mutate into monstrous forms made him unpredictable. But what truly makes Kevin memorable is his character development. He wasn't just a villain. He was a friend, an enemy, an ally, and sometimes all three at once. Very few Ben 10 characters evolved as much as Kevin did. Number 2. Vilgax, the king of Ben 10 villains. Vilgax was the threat every kid feared. From the very first series, he was built up as an unstoppable conqueror. His goal was simple: obtain the Omnitrix and dominate the universe. But it wasn't just his strength that made him terrifying. It was his presence. Whenever Vilgax appeared, you knew things were about to get serious. He defeated heroes, conquered worlds, and remained Ben's greatest enemy for years. Yet somehow, one villain managed to take the #1 spot. Number 1. Ghost Freaks? That's right. For me, the greatest Ben 10 villain is Ghost Freak. Not because he was the strongest, not because he conquered planets, but because he terrified an entire generation of fans. The idea that one of Ben's own aliens was secretly alive inside the Omnitrix was genius. His design was creepy, his voice was chilling, and his ability to possess people made every appearance feel dangerous. Ghost Freak wasn't just another villain. He was a nightmare hiding inside Ben's greatest weapon. And that's why he takes the #1 spot. So that's my ranking of the 10 greatest Ben 10 villains of all time. Do you agree with the list? Should Vilgax have been #1? Was Agregor too low? And which villain terrified you the most as a kid? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the Omnitrix for more Ben 10 content. It's hero time.